Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Take Your Medicine. This is my co host, Billy, and this is Bennett. Hi, Benny. I just bought a um, vacuum groomer kit for Bennett. I can't remember if I told you, but I'm going to try it out and see if that's less traumatic than the groomer because I've tried to groom him before with just regular clippers and it was a nightmare. But I'm Tobi Blake, and welcome to our little show. It's going to be a quick episode today because there is a lot going on with my kids. So I'm just playing taxi mom a little bit today and headed to the gym with them soon, and a few appointments, and just a lot going on, but all good things. I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story because synchronicity is definitely something that is a big part of my life now. And this was one that I had that was so special recently. So when AJ and I were in Vegas, we were celebrating his best friend's birthday, and his best friend passed away last year. And it was very difficult and tragic, and his very favorite place on earth was El Cortez Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And we have so many memories with him there, with each other there. It's like one of our very favorite places. And so we actually were able to get the suite, the Jackie suite at the top of El Cortez. And it's like thousands of dollars a night to rent out. But our friend Honk actually was able to get it for us because our friend Vinny was such a legend at El Cortez that they let us have it for free for a night. It was epic. It was so cool. It was like super 70s luxury. The walls were made of like pink carpet, and there was a pink golden crusted bidet and a pink bathtub. It was cool. But anyway, we were about to take a stretch limo SUV with like lights and drinks and whatever to our dinner, and then we were going to go dancing. And right before we're sitting in this Jackie suite and we're about to get in the limo, our friend Dan asked me what I do for work. And because we haven't seen each other in a few years, and a lot's changed for me. So I was telling him that I work with mushrooms sometimes, and that's a big part of my work, that I love the research that has been done about mushroom medicine, and that it is a huge part of my passion. And anyway, we're getting in the limo, and literally right outside of the limo door is this little wooden mushroom. Right after I was telling our friend that I love the mushrooms. And so the mushrooms find me all the time, and I'm so grateful for them. When you really tune into the magic of it all, there are synchronicities everywhere. And speaking of synchronicities, yesterday was 111, and there were so many cool synchronicities yesterday. The day before that, when I was getting ready to, no, actually on 111, we had our open house celebration at the Space in Cave Creek, and it was beautiful. It was so awesome. We had an opening circle. We had movement classes. We had pranic healing, Reiki healing, crystal healing, card readings, all these little mini sessions going on. We had a raffle. It was a really great event, and we had a really good turnout. It was really fun. And this lady that works at the Space, and her name is Stacy. She has incredible gifts. She's this badass woman. She does so many cool things, and she has this gift where she is really connected to the animal kingdom. Anyway, she pulled a card for me, and it was the shark card. And the description in the shark was so profoundly resonant for me. It totally tracked. It was all about new beginnings and stepping into my true passion and purpose, and being courageous in the season, and all of these things. And then, you know how the iPhone on your, like main screen will have a featured photo? Well, I was leaving the Space open house after pulling that shark card, and my featured photo was a random photo from 3 years ago with my daughter at the aquarium, and there is a shark right at my head behind me because we're in front of an aquarium with sharks. I thought, wow, what a crazy cool synchronicity. And I was getting in my car right around that same time. And I looked at my phone, and my son had sent me a picture of a roadrunner. And that morning I had been thinking, I have not seen a roadrunner in a while. I wonder if they like go south for the winter, or where are all the roadrunners? And then my son sent me a roadrunner. Within 2 minutes, I saw a roadrunner on the side of the road. And then very shortly after that, like 15 to 20 minutes later, my daughter Anna sent me a video of a roadrunner. So within 20 minutes, I saw 3 roadrunners, and the third one was at 111 on 111. So this is just incredible work. I love the synchronicities. It makes me so happy. One other one from yesterday's or 111's open house celebration was that woman who pulled the shark card for me, she also sensed 3 wolves coming into our opening ceremony. And this other woman, completely separately, who's also a practitioner, on her way driving to our 111 event, kept thinking about 3 wolves, and she could not understand why she had 3 wolves in her brain. And then when this beautiful woman said there were 3 wolves from this specific Native American tribe that entered our ceremony, it all made sense to her. And so it's just really fun, really cool. And there's magic literally everywhere. Speaking of the space, I am going to be channeling publicly for the first time soon. Yesterday, well, the night before last night, but so before I was going to bed, I was being shown by Jesus Kate that I am going to be channeling publicly soon, and she really wants my soul sister, best friend Iggy there when I channel publicly for the first time. So she's like, whatever we have to do, plan it around it, get Iggy here, you know? And so then in my dreams that night, I had a dream that I was telling my friend Treasure, who owns and created or is the founder of the space in Cave Creek. And in my dream, I was telling her all about Iggy, and I was telling her she's a real witch. She does, witches circles. She's like in some kind of coven, I think. I don't understand the witch world, but I think it's so cool what she does. She makes all kinds of different herbal mixtures, and she's a total kitchen witch and makes the most beautiful recipes. And she follows like maybe the pagan calendar. I don't know. She teaches me so much. And she's actually the one who has taught me a ton about the work that I'm doing and helps me really understand. And she helps me decipher my dreams. Anyway, so I was telling Treasure about my best friend Iggy in my dream. And then when I woke up from sleeping yesterday morning, Jesus Kate showed me this whole vision of me channeling in public at the space with a very small group of people. And she was showing me this channeling flow that I had never seen ever. And it was so beautiful. I was like crying watching myself channeling this message, because it was a message that I needed to hear. And it was all about having reverence and love for our bodies. And so, anyway, Jesus Kate loves Iggy. That is for damn sure. And I texted Iggy yesterday, and she said she was going to come and make it. And I'm just so grateful. She's the world's best friend. In the most important moments of my life, she has shown up. She is a ride or die sister. And there is not a journey that goes by where Jesus Kate does not mention Iggy and put so many blessings of love and protection over Iggy and her family. So I love you, Iggy. Thank you for supporting me. I'm so grateful. You are such a badass. And I feel so honored to have a true, beautiful, magical witch by my side. I feel so safe in your care and your friendship and your sisterhood. So thank you. And one last thing I wanted to mention before I go, because this has got to be a quick one, but I wanted to mention one thing that I feel like has really helped our family. And so it's something I want to share, and I want to share it on our parenting podcast as well. because it's helped our family immensely. And it comes through my grandmother. My granny is one of my very best friends, and she passed away a few years ago. And I have felt her presence a lot recently, and so has my daughter Anna. And even when I was telling my daughter Anna, there were so many synchronicities around my granny. And then my dad sent me an email with two different newspaper articles with my granny in them from when she was in high school. So her energy and her presence has just been very much with us the last little while. And one thing she always reiterated was no rude humor. Always be kind. No matter what, be kind. And I am so grateful for that example. Me and my siblings didn't know better when we were growing up, and we would say, shut up, and we would call each other names, and we would just make fun of each other and insult each other and jokingly, poke fun at each other. And it really hurt our feelings. And I'm a very sensitive person. And so, that was really difficult for me. And so when I had my children, I never, ever, ever allowed them to say shut up to each other, because it just was way too harsh. And I always tried to help them learn how to be kind with one another. One way I did that was telling them, it was usually sit on the couch and think of a solution. But basically, if there was any kind of argument or disagreement, I would ask them to go and sit down. Maybe they were fighting over a remote or something. I would take the remote and say, sit down and figure out a solution together. If one of you is not figuring it out with kindness, then you lose the privilege of even figuring it out, and the other person gets the remote. And so it really promoted them problem solving, compromising, working together, and also having to do that without rudeness or insult. And so I'm just very grateful for my granny's example of that, because in marriages, in partnerships, in parental relationships, and in sibling relationships, rudeness and humor is so common. It's just something that is totally normal, to make fun of each other and to make light of little things like our weight or our face or our hair or our voice or our height or our whatever. And these things don't help anybody. It's the lowest level of humor. It's not intelligent. So I want all of us to encourage our families to clean up the humor. There can be joy and love and extreme amounts of laughter. My family is fucking funny. We laugh our asses off, but we are never laughing at the expense of another person. And my sister actually, or my daughter Anna, is actually dating a boy. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this. I love him to pieces. He's adorable and he's great. But he's having to adjust to the no rude humor rules. So she had our other mom, Tiff, my co-mama, and Anna's stepmom, make a t-shirt for him that says no rude humor in all caps across his chest, because it really is just an important part of our family, and it protects our family so that we can have joy and love and healthy connections, and nobody's getting their feelings hurt unnecessarily. So anyway, I wanted to share that little tip from my family to yours. Thank you, Granny, for teaching us to be kind to one another. I love you all. I hope you're doing great. I'm here for you, whatever you need, and hope you are very, very kind to yourself. Look yourself in the eyes, in the mirror today, and say, I love you. You are enough. You're doing great. You are so brave. And just really, really, really go overboard on giving yourself love. Because if you want to be the healthiest, happiest version of yourself, it really starts with loving yourself. So I love you. Love yourself. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.